Sr. had convinced his wife to join him in their search for a son.
Nobody's chasing him. What's the big deal?
Who thought he'd broken out of prison.
Well, we just want to find him before he does something stupid.
Well, stupider.
Right there, on the bike.
Although it is the only way to ride one of those
You have to get
things
these manacles off. You have to find a hardware store or something.
when you're chained to a guy.
You're right. I remember there's a hardware store in my life.
I mean, it's actually kind of clever they figure out how to ride the bike with the chain on.
Justin Bieber.
That's exactly how you have to do it.
That was like 7 years ago. Why do you think he'll be at the mall?
Well, the last time Buster ran away, he came here, and this is where his favorite stores are. There's Pinkajuice, and there's Pay-to-Plate, and Build-A-Bear, and oh, there's a tiny train. Now, admittedly, he's not 28 anymore, but...
No, you're right. But don't you think he would have smelled me by now?
Oh, good point. Maybe the popcorn plantation is masking your scent. Ooh, we gotta get you
Don't you think he would smell me by now?
Now the story of a wealthy family who lost everything, and the one
Well, no,
Buster
he's not
was
28
missing.
anymore.
And George Sr. was
Build-A-Bear
eager to make
at
it look
28.
like that was something he cared about
Wow!
in order to woo his
Didn't I
wife.
used to have one? Yes, but it was real.
Sugarfoot. That's what it was. Sugarfoot.
Let's get one. Which is how Lucille thought of a way
Can you make one of those from a wallet photo?
to let Buster know the authorities weren't after him and get a little
Let's
digging.
go.
Sugarfoot. I have a better idea. Why don't you just pick up
Anything.
you want?
George, we should
Unwanted.
not be spending money. We owe it to the Chinese, and if we don't get them their money, they're going to be looking for us.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that because I had Michael at the Bluth Company going through the books, and he's gonna free up some cash.
You have Michael looking through our books?
Where he
Alright, yeah, fucking found me. How you not know what's wrong?
I mean, the one that's playing Betty
George
White
Sr.
actually,
kept
the
up
with it.
actual
She's a
girl,
woman.
had
yeah.
no idea where Buster was.
I don't know about you, but I'm so worried that I can't keep looking anymore.
Me too. We have to take care of ourselves.
Why don't we just order some dinner in? What do you think of that?
George, it's too
Hey,
close.
she is the exact same person.
I was thinking there could be a dry run.
She's just a
for
cartoon.
tomorrow
Yeah.
night's dinner with the Chinese. I mean, they're going to be looking at us, Lucille, very closely. We have to be a real team. You know, in the Chinese culture, a good marriage portends a good business relationship.
I think I can eat a piece of fish without giving away how I loathe you.
Whoops. Now see, it's those little inadvertent slips I fear will come out tomorrow night if we go in cold.
Well, then it's a good thing I've asked my friend to stop by, who happens to be an expert on the Far East, as it turns out.
Frank, you don't.
Oh, Dusty, have you ever
Fucking
met George, my soon-to-be ex-husband?
They had met. When George, after a failed attempt at ocean balling to impress his wife, gerbiled up to the beach that had been under the domain of a surf gang called the Newport Bay
Locals
Boys.
only, bro! What's your business on the beach, bro?
I'm
Visiting. Shane was there.
visiting my wife,
Where?
Lucille. Bluth and I.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's why you look familiar. I helped her take down all your pictures.
You, Justin, Redlight.
Out here, Dusty. Sorry about the confusion, man. Yeah, this beach has
Oh,
always
this
been
guy.
known as territory of the Newport Bay Boys.
Okay, I'll just
What, Eddie?
find my way out.
No, no, you're not using those steps. Those steps are just for the feet of the Bay Boys. Get back in the ball, dude.
But I could you tell Lucille, that I died doing something that was fun? Hi. The big boy? How to throw this guy out of here? This is the goddamn expert, because the only thing he's expert at is getting sand out of his trunks and pissing on another man's tree.
And the law.
And I play some guitar. And I know a lot about Eastern culture, too. I surfed in Nam.
Oh, you served in Vietnam?
I surfed in Vietnam. 2 great
Surfed.
tours.
That's
Picked up a
served.
lot, too. Mostly tchotchkes, but some cultural elements, too.
Well, he knows what he's talking about, George. We went for sushi last night, and he never touched his fork.
A little bit for the rice, Harper, but not when the guy was looking.
He didn't want to insult the employees.
You know, with all these Asian cultures and whatnot, they all are interested in honor. They all understand that your opponent needs to save face, for this is the only way you yourself will save face. So I just want to be clear with you. If you think that I enjoy being put in the position of ridiculing you, intimidating you, emasculating you, you're wrong.
Emasculating you, do
You're
all these
wrong.
things.
Wrong.
Could you excuse us for just one moment? I'm going to talk to my wife.
Yes, I will give you that respect. Maybe I'll just go upstairs and watch the big TV.
But someone else would soon show up who was tired of being emasculated.
Ah, of course. I knew you would both be here.
Michael, finally, we need this money. So, well, how's that going? Did you find anything?
You yeah, you both wanted me to go look at the books, but I guess you didn't think that I was smart enough to find this. This was a file on a computer drive called Gated Community.
Gated
What is that?
community.
Don't play dumb.
What's playing dumb?
Stop it. You
What's
know exactly
playing
what
dumb?
this is. This is a border wall between Mexico and America.
That doesn't look like a mouth to you?
Well, yeah, you gotta get rid of the tongue setting and anyway, but on a regular printer, I have more than enough
Gotta
proof
get
that
rid of
you
the tongue
guys
setting.
are building a wall. The wall, okay, between America and Mexico. A wall, by the way, that you once claimed to be on the other side.
No, the property is on the other side of the wall. That's all over now because the Mexican Romney said no refundo. I mean, we can't even pay back the investors.
They're Chinese. There's Chinese Romneys.
No, the only Romneys are the Mexican Romneys.
Well, and the regular Romneys.
Well, I mean, yes, obviously they're regular
So
Romneys.
you
but-
spent Chinese money that you cannot return. You wanted me to look in the books so that I would do the right thing for the family and offer to sell off Sudden Valley. The only thing that you cannot sell off without me, right? And then what, you give the money to the Chinese?
We just wanted to tell them where we were first going to build a model wall, a prototype.
By that time, there will have been the election, and Hillary doesn't want to.
Yes, that is a good point.
I wish her voice
Yeah,
weren't so grating. Oh,
Hillary doesn't
voice!
like
Shillery!
You okay? Is everybody all right?
Yeah, we're fine. Go on upstairs.
Madam?
Hey, I got an idea for you two. Why don't you just try being honest with the Chinese?
Give me away.
You tell them the truth.
Yeah, well,
What truth is that?
You made a mistake, you lost the money, you feel bad. Nothing you can do, you hope they understand.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you better figure it
They
out.
they don't get the
'Cause I'm not
concept
gonna
of being
do
honest.
anything
Like,
with
it's
you.
so.
This
They,
generation. They go to one therapy session and all of a sudden their parents are terrible people because they once sold tract homes to God, who even remembers now?
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein.
Michael's parents weren't the only ones using him for Sudden Valley, as Oscar, who was trying to convince Buster they were still fugitives, had agreed to move into the attic.
Sure nobody saw us get in the truck once we found it?
Yeah, can you believe we finally come across the getaway truck right after we find out we're no longer I mean, I hope not.
Me too.
It didn't help things when your hand flew off on the 405.
Well, it's probably behind the seat. And did you notice that banner down there?
probably by the
It said,
sea.
"Welcome home from prison again, Buster." I mean, it's like, did they expect me to come home from prison?
Yeah, I think they were just being ironic. I mean, it's like a not surprise party.
Like, if Buster was coming home, he'd expect a surprise party, so it wouldn't be a surprise. So since he's in jail, we're gonna throw a party and not tell him about it since there won't be any guests.
Yep.
Well, I am surprised she went through all that trouble.
Yep.
Oh, so I guess it worked.
Oh,
I
so I
hope
guess
this
it
is
worked.
okay for you. Oh, because it might be a couple of months.
Well, we're not going to be up here for a couple of months. I mean, I can't do that. I mean, for me, that's pretty scary.
No, because we're the inside-outside bandits, and the only thing that scares us is not being safe and cozy. A guy can have a mighty nice life up
Do
here.
you want us to die here together?
You're hungry. I'll go downstairs and get us some food. How does gummy sound?
Necessary.
I don't get it.
But the model house had another visitor.
Buster! Saw your truck. Out of here. Hey, so, I'm gonna kinda need your help with a little, magic trick of sorts. So, favor.
I cannot do you a favor,
You gotta get rid of that, bud.
I escaped from jail.
Escaped. Yeah, I don't think so. They released you, Buster.
No, Oscar freed me.
I don't think so.
I think I'd know if I wasn't on the lam. I mean, unless he happened to do that exactly when I was released, and so I thought I was running, but wasn't.
Right, but that would also be exactly what happened, but...
Yeah, but Oscar and I are living in the attics. I mean, that's because...
But that would also be exactly what happened.
Well, that's impossible. You weren't even want a child.
Which reminded Buster of the poster he'd seen earlier that day at the mall, and which he now realized had another meaning.
No one's out there looking for me? But if that's true, I guess technically now we don't have to live in the attic. So I'll just go back to living with George Sr. as my father, and then Oscar can go back to his life without me.
Well, it's good news for him, huh?
Please don't tell him. He's in my life now, and I know it's not honest, but I want to try and keep it going a little bit longer.
Your secret is safe with me, boss. No strings attached. If you help me get rid of this big dead body shaped thing.
What is it?
I just told you.
Dead body shaped thing.
It's from a magician friend. It was part of his big final farewell disappearing act. Need I remind you, Buster, that as my one-time assistant, you are still bound by the magician's assistant oath.
Say no more.
Bye, Oscar.
On the next
I'm also
Arrested
what?
Development,
Oh, hi, Oscar.
Jove makes
I'm on the
good on his
phone.
second obligation to the gay mafia by arriving for heterosexual conversion therapy,
My name is Joe Bluth. I'm here for a 12:30 ungame.
determined to prove
Ungay.
his work.
Joe, it's me, Anne's mother.
Who?
That's the one. So
That's
I
the
just
one.
have some papers for you to sign. Just some legalese stating that if you kill yourself as a result of the therapy, it's your fault, not ours.
Wish I could pray that sweater away.
Unfortunately for Joe, it works a little too well. Oscar and Buster attempt to keep each other in the dark,
should keep an eye out for the cops.
So I'm watching out for the cops.
but can't resist a non-gummy
Wish they'd
dinner.
go out. There's a Coco's
Yeah,
by the
go
beach.
yeah.
There's a Coco's in town.
Let's do it!
Although Buster decides to run an errand for his brother on the way.
Dropping off something for Joe. It'll take you a second.
But unfortunately for Buster,
Return from whence you came.
he does so from a long-thought missing piece of evidence.
Hey, the stairs in our getaway truck are pretty sticky. I wonder if there's like a really tall car wash around here.
Oh yeah, I noticed there's a blood-like substance back there.
There's a blood-like substance back there.
Job. That's for the daytime.
Is that from the body?
Yeah, not from
Oh, from okay, who found that one?
Lucille too. Well, supposedly.
It was episode 11 of Arrested Development, and not a lot of ha-has in there for me on this episode. We winding it down to the end right here, and this episode was just a plug-in one, I feel like, because we really had no movement on here. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where we're going with this, and how is it going to end. And hopefully I get a lot of big laughs towards the end right there. So we shall see on the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear to me what my favorite aspect of this season is, and it's maybe George, Michael, and Michael with an episode where they're the least shown people. I mean, George Michael wasn't even in this episode. I can feel where it's like lacking in the entertainment factor, because that's where I have enjoyed the most about this season. So I still thought it was an okay episode, but to your point, interested in seeing how this all, where is it ultimately leading to, and I hope with so few episodes left, we still get a lot of maybe George Michael and Michael, because that's, again, my favorite part of the show right now.
Yeah. All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk Reaction for Arrested Development Season 5, Episode 11, and until next time, peace.